I just wanted to say congratulations to a career of a lifetime to the 17-time world champion, one of the guys that I grew up watching when it comes to the sport or the industry that is known as the WWE. Now, as you can currently see, I have three of my John Cena shirts behind me. I would have had a fourth, but I don't know what happened to my Rise Above Hate jacket I very much love so much. But literally in 2008, is when I got into wrestling, around the time of WrestleMania 25. And when I got into wrestling, there were a couple superstars that were catching my attention. One of them ultimately became my favorite WWE superstar, or superstar in general. That was Jeff Hardy. But then there was another one, a certain good guy that was beloved by fans, that was beloved by everyone in the wrestling industry, and he was a multi-time champion in this current standpoint, and his name was John Cena. Now, over the course of my time watching wrestling, which has been about 17 years now, it's crazy to believe it's almost been 20 years since I started watching wrestling. John Cena has been in WWE since then. He's never really left, and I don't really think he'll ever leave the company. And he's done a lot for the company. Like outside, he does his Make a Wish Foundation, where he's granted the most Make a Wish, like to kids in general, and that's the Guinness Book of World. That's in the Guinness Book of World Records. And then now he's a 17-time world champion. He's an official Grand Slam champion with him winning an Intercontinental Championship just about a couple weeks ago when he beat Dominic Mysterio, and even though he did lose it at Survivor Series back to Dominic Mysterio, John Cena is definitely one of the greatest of all time. And personally, for me, he's probably my GOAT, considering that I grew up watching John Cena. And I know a lot of people can put Undertaker, a lot of people can put Triple H, a lot of people can put Shawn Michaels, a lot of people can put Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan. But these are all, it depends on the era that you were watching. And considering the era I was watching, which was around I would say mid to late PG era, which is around when WWE was kind of like, like going kid friendly and that type of stuff. And the perfect person for that was John Cena. And this is a John Cena that I knew as the champ. He was the doctor of thugonomics before he became the champ that runs the camp. And seeing him over the course of the 17 years, him battling the likes of Rock, him battling the likes of CM Punk, him battling the likes of Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, all these guys, and even having spectacular matches at certain standpoint. And then obviously he had some injuries, and then coming back from injuries, I remember one of the injuries that I remember him coming back of was when he got injured around WrestleMania 30, and they were saying that he was not going to be able to make it, or he was not going to be able to perform. This man got enough in time. He wasn't fully cleared, but he was able to do something with The Rock. I'm not sure if it's WrestleMania 30. I'm not really sure which one it is, but he was able to do something with The Rock against the Wyatt family. And it was just so amazing to see, like him come back from these injuries, because let's say wrestlers are going to deal with a lot of injuries, but as you return from them, that makes the difference. And then, of course, they had some of his best rivalries. I think one of his best rivalries, in my opinion, is him versus Daniel Bryan, him versus CM Punk, him versus AJ Styles, him versus Kevin Owens, him versus Randy Orton. Oh, Jesus Christ! When I was starting to watch wrestling, that was the main feud I was seeing a majority of the time. The best match that I think I remember growing up seeing was him versus Randy Orton at Bragging Rights in that 60-minute Iron Man match, which John Cena ultimately won. If we had to say now, for certain wrestlers, there's like their ultimate opponent that they can't really beat. Triple H, it was Shawn Michaels. Hulk Hogan, I would say it was probably Ultimate Warrior or something like that. The Rock, it was 100% Stone Cold. And for John Cena, it was Randy Orton. Randy Orton and John Cena. I want to say this right now. It's either Randy Orton or it's Edge. I think it's Randy Orton though, in my honest opinion. But still, is looking back at John Cena's career throughout my time of watching wrestling, is it amazing to see how much he's gone to accomplish and how much he has done for the wrestling business in general. It's going to be tough not seeing him wrestle anymore, considering for the 17 years that I've been watching wrestling, he's been one of the main wrestlers I've been used to watch wrestle in general. Like, now he just finished his last match losing against Gunther in what was apparently a squash match from what I heard of. I was at work, so I didn't really get to see. But still, John Cena is officially done wrestling, but he's gonna stay on as an ambassador, and at certain points that they're gonna use him for special appearances, not to wrestle, not to do anything, but to just show up and get the crowd hyped because the crowd loves John Cena. Like you saw how the crowd was when he came out in his final entrance at Saturday Night's main event. It really is going to be tough not seeing John Cena on screen, John Cena wrestling in general. And I think the only thing that's going to come to a certain level of how I'm feeling right now, because I know and I'm showing, but it really is emotional. Like this is a guy I grew up watching. There's literally 3 John Cena shirts behind me. I have one Jeff Hardy shirt. I have more John Cena shirts than Jeff Hardy shirts. That's how much it means to me to see John Cena, like leave the WWE. And I was gonna mention this: the next time that I would feel at a certain standpoint is going to be with Jeff Hardy. The minute Jeff Hardy hangs up his boots, is going to be like, well, damn. A lot of the people that I grew up watching are finishing up. Jeff Hardy doesn't have that much longer until his career is done. And the minute Jeff Hardy finishes wrestling his career, I'll be doing a video about that because between John Cena and Jeff Hardy will always be my favorite superstar. But in terms of the careers and like who I've been watching, who's made the most impact on me, it was John Cena. So John Cena, thank you for being one of the greatest WWE wrestlers of all time. Thank you for being one of the greatest human beings of all time in terms of what you've done for the Make a Wish Foundation. And I hope you have a very good rest of your rest of your life. Like doing, like obviously he's gonna be going to Hollywood now, doing more movies. And when it comes to that, then I'll be definitely keeping an eye on how like he does. But I just wanted to get this video out to you guys just so I can give my honest explanation on what John Cena really meant to me as a kid growing up. Because I believe when I got into wrestling, I was about 10 years old. So yeah, John Cena definitely did mean a lot to me. He's definitely one of the wrestlers that's impacted me growing up. Like doing the "You Can't See Me," all this, like, and then some of his storylines. I'm gonna just get into this real quick. Some of his storylines, him, AJ Lee. I remember, like going to middle school talking about this with some of my friends and like that. It's really good. It's really just gonna be weird now, but hey, the wrestling world will move on, but they will never forget the 17-time world champion, the greatest of all time, the champ that runs the camp, John Cena.